Hey guys, it's Z here, or otherwise known as Dr. Z Lavi, and I'm going to talk today about trying to get fit for the new year. Generally, we already know that the United States is one of the countries that has a high rate of coronary heart disease, and that's one of the biggest, causes of death. And so, what better way to try to prevent yourself from getting heart disease, but trying to get fit cardio wise? And so, I think that generally everyone should try to at least get themselves to be like active most times of the week. And I think a good place to start, if you're wondering, is like try to see if you can fit in like 30 minutes at least 3 times a week of some kind of exercise where you can get your heart rate up. And research suggests that you should try to get up to 150 minutes a week, which would be about three 30-minute sessions a week if you can, or more the better. And basically, if you're wondering what kind of activities you can do, I run, but not everyone has to run. But if you don't want to run, there's many different things you can do. If you like to be in a group activity, you can join a gym and do any fitness classes, go spinning. You can get a jump rope, even go for a walk, a brisk walk where you get a watch to just track your heart rate and make sure it's like getting up so you can break a little sweat. There's so many things you can actually look up and just try to get yourself active. And find what works for you to fit your schedule. If it's 3 times a week, that's great. If it's 5, that's even better. Um, there's so many things out there. Now, for people that want to get to run, I know it's hard because it's January and it's cold, but I can give you some advice about some things you can wear if you're not really sure what to wear. So if you're looking to go outside and run, there's things you can easily get on any kind of running or any brand like Under Armour, Nike, Adidas. Basically, almost every brand out there has something. So if you're shopping on these sites, I would just search for anything that says cold gear or thermal, because those kind of things will help you be able to withstand the temperature we have in New York, or in other cold places in the Northeast. And generally, when I wear those things, I don't have to wear more than like 2 layers, which is pretty helpful. So yes, look for cold gear or thermals. That's number one, and you can get these in like tops and long tights. Another thing that would be helpful is you can get those those wraps you can wrap around your ear, like earmuffs for running. You can even get something called a baklava. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but basically it's a kind of a headgear that covers your hair and part of your lower face. There's even some, masks you can wear. I gotta look it up. So those kind of things are helpful. I do recommend getting gloves, and there's so much variety of gloves out there, and everyone deals with the cold differently, so I can't really recommend specific gloves, but you can always search for gloves that withstand certain temperatures depending on where you live. Another thing you can use with gloves that I think is very helpful is something that I use is called Hot Hands, and it's like a one-time use thing where you could buy and get off Amazon or just search Google for it, where you can get a box of like 40, and there's individual packs in there, and each one lasts about 10 hours. So if you're trying to be outside running for a marathon, it'll be helpful because it will definitely last for your 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour plus run. And you can also look up ones that are reusable, but in my perspective, the Hot Hands is pretty accessible. It's much easier to use because once you're done, you throw it out. It's pretty affordable, and it's not bulky. It literally fits in your glove, versus the ones that are reusable, they could be a little bit like bulky and heavy. So I don't personally use them, but I have tried them. Socks, generally socks are pretty easy to find when it comes to running. What are things I can recommend? In terms of running like material, I suggest staying away from cotton. I would get more synthetics. And the reason why I say not cotton is because cotton tends to trap sweat. And if you've ever been outside and you break a sweat and then you stop moving, you get cold really fast. So you don't want anything that can hold moisture. You want it to kind of like breathe it away. So look for like synthetics that are not cotton, like dry fit, things like that. And so I'm gonna share a link of some clothes or things you can get, but I think those are generally a good start. If you have any questions, let me know. I've mentioned headgear, I've mentioned gloves, I mentioned like thermals. I think you're good to go, honestly. And the next time I will talk about some nutrition advice.